Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's game has the Minnesota Twins versus the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for Minnesota is Paul Moskau, who's 1-1 with a 5.77 ERA. And facing him for Detroit is Jack Billingham, who is 3-7 with a 4.31 ERA. So today's game is the third of a four-game set, and we've won the first two games. We clobbered the Twins yesterday with a big home run and a really decent pitching performance from Dave Rozema. So today's game should be a little more interesting because we have our number 5 starter, Jack Billingham, pitching, and although he's pitched moderately well for our number 5 pitcher, his last start was terrible. So before we start the game, I just wanted to show something really interesting. If you've been following along, you'll probably know that the Twins have made so many trades this year. Take a look at all of these trades. Feel free to pause it to take a longer look. But today's starting pitcher, Paul Moskau, came over from Cincinnati with Dave Collins back in May. In a trade for Roy Smalley, but I don't know what Minnesota is trying to do. It's more like the Seattle Mariners or the San Diego Padres of 2019-2020, just trading away players to trade. It seems like so. I just wanted to point that out. We're in first place. We're tied with the Orioles. The Yankees are half game back. Let's go ahead and get this game going. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. Also, Brainiac Baseball does card breaks, and feel free to check out that content as well. We're giving away a 1985 Topps Baseball rack pack in a contest right now, and I'm going to have the link to that contest in the comments below. So check that out. All right, so we have all of our bullpen available today. And our lineup does have a couple changes. We've hit that point in the season where people are tired. So Parrish and Whitaker are both listed as tired. I took them out. I put in Brookins at second base, moved Fisk to catcher, and Champ Summers is going to be in the DH spot. So we're going to go ahead and get the batters set up. And as I've been doing the last few games with positive feedback from everyone, appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and do the lineup, and you'll be able to see the 1980 Topps baseball card over here. So batting leadoff for the Twins and playing second base is Billy Smith. Batting second and DHing is Dave Collins. Batting third and playing first base, Danny Goodwin. Batting cleanup and catching is Gary Alexander. Batting fifth and playing third base is Steve Ontiveros. And batting sixth and playing center field is Kirby Puckett. Batting seventh and in left field is Bumbo Rivera. Batting eighth and at short is Ivan De Jesus. And batting ninth and in right field is Hoskin Powell. And Jack Billingham is on the mound for the Tigers. Here's his season stats. This is his 14th start. He's 3-7 with a 4.31 ERA. He's walked more than he struck out, and batters are hitting 290 against him. But he is, making a start every fifth day, and he has been consistent, and he has been an inning eater. So, I guess that pays off at some point. So here we go. Here's Billy Smith batting leadoff against Jack Billingham. And Smith is going to start the game with a base hit to right field. And that's going to bring up Dave Collins. Collins swings and misses, and Billy Smith is caught stealing second base. So that was a hit and run that did not work out. And good job by Fisk throwing out Billy Smith. So one down for Dave Collins. And Collins is going to hit a lazy fly ball to center, and that'll be the second out. So two down for Danny Goodwin. And Goodwin walks. So we have a runner at first base for cleanup hitter Gary Alexander. And he pushes it through the infield just onto the outfield grass for a base hit. So 2 hits and a walk already this inning for Jack Billingham. 2 down, and here's Steve Ontiveros. And he's going to hit a fly ball to center, and that should be good enough. So that's a decent inning for Billingham getting out of that situation. And as we head to the bottom of the first, here's Alan Trammell. Oh, actually, I guess we're going to do the rundown. So batting first for Detroit is Alan Trammell, playing shortstop today. Let's go. There it is. All right. Sorry about that. Batting second at third base is Richie Hebner. Batting third and in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting cleanup and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting fifth and in center field is Barry Bunnell. Batting sixth and playing DH today is Champ Summers. Batting seventh and catching is Carlton Fisk. Batting eighth and at first base is Jason Thompson. And batting ninth at second base today is Tom Brookins. And on the mound for Minnesota is Paul Moskau. And as I mentioned earlier, he came over in a trade. This is his 7th start of the season. And he's only 1-1. He did really well for Cincinnati, but he's been terrible for Minnesota. 17 walks versus 8 strikeouts and 26 hits in 21 innings. So not a great acquisition for Minnesota. And hopefully today we can put some runs up on Moskau. As Trammell walks to start the game. So runner at first for Richie Hebner. And Hebner walks. So Moskau is wild early. And first and second for Gary Hancock, batting .323 versus righties. And Hancock strikes out. So you either walk or strike out against this guy, apparently. So one down. Here's Steve Kemp, who does ground into a lot of double plays. He strikes out. So a good comeback inning for Moskau so far. 2 down runners at first and second. And Barry Bunnell's going to hit a blooper into left center field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. Trammell will score from second, and Hebner advances to third. And we're on the board. Scores 1-0. The leadoff walk came back to haunt Moskau. And Champ Summers is going to get a base hit to right. And that's going to score Hebner. So 2-0. Champ Summers coming through in a spot start today. So 2 down for Carlton Fisk. And Fisk takes a third strike looking. So 2 walks and 3 strikeouts for Moskau. So he's, I guess you would call that wildly effective, other than, giving up the 2 runs. So top of the second, here's Kirby. Hall of Famer strikes out. And that's 1 down for Bombo Rivera. And Bombo's going to get a base hit through the right side. And that's going to bring up Ivan De Jesus with 1 out runner at first. And De Jesus strikes out. So 2 Ks so far for Jack Billingham. Bringing up Hoskin Powell, 2 down. And he's going to get a ground ball past Thompson. He's going to be held at first, and Rivera coasts into third. So 2 down, back to the top of the lineup with Billy Smith. And Smith is going to ground it to Trammell at short, and that'll be the 3rd out. So another inning with Billingham getting out of a little bit of a jam. We head to the bottom of the second, still up 2-0. Jason Thompson leads off, and he's going to hit a base hit to left field. And Thompson's on first base as Brookins comes up. He's batting ninth today. He's only batting 197 versus righties as he lines it back to the pitcher. It says short, but it didn't quite make it there. And that's going to be one down for Thompson. I did a little bit of research on Paul Moskau. There's not a lot of information out there about his history as he throws a wild pitch and Thompson goes to second base. But one thing of note that I found was in his very first major league appearance, it was in relief, and Trammell gets a base hit and the runner scores from second. Paul Moskau hit a home run. So as a pitcher, he had a home run in his very first major league appearance. So the Tigers are up 3-0, one down. Trammell's at first base, and Richie Hebner takes a pitch as Moskau throws his second wild pitch of the inning. So runner at second, and here's a 1-2 count for Hebner. Hebner's going to bloop it into center field, and it'll be caught by the center fielder Puckett. And no, we're not going to run on that arm. That is a rifle right there. So 2 down. Tram's at second, and here's Gary Hancock. He's going to weakly ground it back to short, and that'll be the third out. So we head to the top of the third, 3-0 lead for the Tigers. Billingham's at 42 pitches, which is not good. He usually gets to about 60 to 70, and then he gets tired. So at this pace, I don't think he's going to be holding up too well. Danny Goodwin gets a base hit, so that's going to bring up Gary Alexander. One down, runner at first. And Alexander's going to take a third strike looking. That's 3 Ks for Billingham. So it's somewhat unlike him to have any strikeouts in a game. As Steve Ontiveros pushes a base hit to left field, and first and third, all 3 innings, the Twins have had opportunities. 6 hits right now for the Twins. So 2 down, here's Kirby Puckett. And Puckett's just going to pop it up to third base, and that's going to be the third out. So Billingham gets out of that jam, and we head to the bottom of third. Moskau not doing so well himself. He's got 56 pitches. And he strikes out Kemp. So that's 4 Ks for Moskau. 1 down for Barry Bunnell. He's going to ground it to first. And that'll be the second out. That's going to bring up Champ Summers. Got a base hit his first time through the order. And he gets another base hit. So 2 for 2 for Champ Summers. Getting his average up to 270. And 2 outs for Fisk as he walks. Fisk is still in a major slump. He's only batting 228 since he came over to the Tigers in the early season trade with the Red Sox. So 2 down, here's JT. And JT pounds it right into the dirt and back to the pitcher, and that'll be the third out. So all I can really hope for here is that Billingham gets through the fourth as Rivera grounds it to second, and Brookins has it for the first out. 1 down for De Jesus, who he walks. So runner at first, and here's a number 9 hitter, Hoskin Powell. Powell's going to hit a hard ground ball to short. They only get the runner at second. Powell's safe at first with his 88 speed. It's well above average. So 2 down for Billy Smith, and Smith is going to squeak one past Brookins at second, and that is the 7th hit against Billingham. First and second now. Going to bring up Dave Collins. 2 down, and Collins is going to hit a liner to the left, and it's going to get down, and both runs are going to score. And Collins coasts into second with a double. So we were due for a couple runs being scored the way Billingham's been pitching. Do I dare pitch to Goodwood? No, we're going to intentionally walk the lefty to get to Gary Alexander. So that'll bring up the righty Alexander to face Billingham with 2 down. And he's going to ground it to Hebner at third, and that'll be the 3rd out. So that worked out okay. Good managerial job by me. And bottom of the 4th, clinging to a 3-2 lead, as Brookins is going to get an infield hit. That's going to bring his batting average up to 233. So runner at first, we're going to hit and run. We have our fastest base runner with Brookins at 94, and our best contact hitter in Tram. So let's see what happens. Tram hits a line drive to center, so absolutely nothing happens. We're going to try to steal second with Brookins. Try to get him into scoring position, and he is successful. So stolen base for Brookins, 1 down. Here's Hebner. And Hebner's going to ground it back to the pitcher. Brookins does make it to third base, and 2 down for Hancock, runner at third. Oh, and Hancock just drives it deep into the right field bleachers. And that's a 2-run jack. So we get our 2 runs back that we just gave up in the top half of the inning. And we have the lead at 5-2. That's the 10th home run for Hancock. I wish we could get Kemp going with a home run. Oh, there's a line drive into left center field. It's going to be a double. So we'll take a double from Kemp. So 2 down, runner at second. And the number 5 hitter, Barry Bonnell, comes up. And he's going to pop it up on the infield. Moskau was officially tired at 89 pitches. And now that we've given ourselves a 3-run lead again, I'm going to try to see if I can get Billingham 1 more inning to get the win. The opportunity for the win. I don't want to jinx it. Oh, nope, never mind. It's Ontiveros. It's a home run. 427 feet to right field over the fence. So, yeah, forget it. We're going to take him out. And we're going to bring in Tom Hume, who we got in a trade earlier in the season. And he's pitched pretty well for us with a 1.86 ERA, 8.2 innings, 2.08 ERA for us. So all in relief. Not much of a strikeout pitcher. He was a closer in real life for the Reds in this period. But for us, he's just in long relief. And Puckett's going to greet him with a double into left center field. So nobody out. Runner at second. And that brings up Bumbo. And Bumbo's going to get a base hit to the left side. Will Puckett score? Yes, he does. So Hume, after I just praised him, as it usually goes, gives up 2 hits. So still nobody out. And DeJesus crushes it into the left center gap. And he coasts into second with a double. Runners at second and third. And now we have a lefty. And then we have 2 switch hitters and a lefty. So just absolutely horrible for Hume. And we're going to bring in George Capizzello, who I'm inclined to just say he's terrible, but the numbers tell you otherwise. He's got 12 Ks and 17 innings pitched. Pretty much been shut down. I have only pitched him against lefties. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. We're going to bring the infield in. Try to prevent the Twins from tying it up. Powell hits it back to Trammell. They go home and get the lead runner. So we have 1 down, runners at first and third. And Billy Smith hits lefties really well. But he's going to ground it to Brookins at second. Can we turn 2? Oh, nope. We only get the runner at first, and the tying run scores. So, terrible pitching performance so far for everyone. Capizzello has an opportunity here to close out the inning with Collins. And Collins lines it to center, and Bunnell has it for the third out. So the Twins are going to the bullpen here in the bottom of the fifth. They're bringing in Paul Boris, who pitched in yesterday's game. His numbers are pretty bad. I can't now actually remember what he did yesterday. We'll take a look at the game log. 2.1 innings pitched, and he gave up 2 runs. So that's a good sign. Maybe we can get a couple runs off him, as Summers grounds it to second for the first out in the bottom of the fifth. So 1 down for Fisk, and he's going to take his second walk of the game. So runner at first for Thompson, and Thompson's going to strike out swinging. So we now have 2 down for Brookins, and Brookins is going to line it to the right field warning track, and that will be the final out of the inning. So no damage against Paul Boris, but we're going to leave Capizzello in there to face Danny Goodwin. Maybe we'll go 3, 4, and 5. Let's see how it goes here. Capizzello strikes out Goodwin, so that's 1 down. This is the guy that I'm concerned about, Gary Alexander. Oh, he's going to strike out looking. So 2 Ks back-to-back for Capizzello as Ontiveros comes to the plate. He's the one that hit the big bomb to start that rally last inning. And, Ontiveros grounds it to his third base counterpart, and Hebner boots it. So runner first, and now we have Kirby up, and we're just not going to risk it. So we're going to take out Capizzello. We're going to bring in Weaver. And so 2 down. Runner at first. And Puckett's going to fly out to center field. And that'll end the inning. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to switch this up to the game stats for batters so you can see how everyone is doing in game. And Boris is still in the game. Pitched pretty well that first inning. And the leadoff hitter, Trammell, is going to fly out to left field. That's going to be 1 out. 1 down for Hebner. Hebner's going to bloop it over the shortstop's head, and it falls in for a base hit. Little duck snort for Hebner. And now we have a runner at first, and here's Hancock, who's already hit a 2-run home run in this game. And he's going to bloop it over the second baseman's head. And that will be caught by the right fielder. And it's going to be the second out of the inning as Kemp comes to the plate. Runner at first. Boris is officially tired as Kemp gets a base hit to left field. And we're going to hold the runner at second. Minnesota's keeping Boris in there. And here's Barry Bunnell, who's 2 for 2 against Boris this year. Maybe that was simply in yesterday's game, I don't know. But Bunnell hits it on a line to right field, and it will be caught for the third out. So to the top of the 7th, and Bumbo leads off. He's 2 for 3 today. 0 for 1 against Weaver. And Rivera's going to fly out to right field. That's going to be 1 out. Bringing up the number 8 hitter, Ivan De Jesus, who hits it off the end of the bat, and it's a fly out to center field for the second out. And now we're looking at the number 9 hitter, lefty Hoskin Powell. We're going to let Weaver pitch to the lefty. And, he's going to hit a ground ball past Thompson at first. And then it's going to be a base hit. So I may come to regret that decision. We're going to guard the lines against an extra base hit down the line. And Powell steals second base. So we're going to pull the outfield in to prevent a run from scoring. Powell does have excellent speed. And Smith walks. So now we're definitely bringing the outfield in for Collins. He has no power. So this will likely be the last batter before we go to Goodwin, the lefty. And Collins takes a third strike looking. So they are going to bring in Doug Corbett here in the bottom of the 7th. Corbett pitched in yesterday's game. And there's his pitching stats. Very effective. I believe he's the closer for the Twinkies. So leading off the bottom of the 7th is Champ Summers. Summers smashes it directly into the dirt in front of home plate, and the catcher makes an error. So that's an error on Alexander. Summers is safe at first. And I feel like I should pinch run for him, but I'm going to let Fisk swing away, and he's going to ground it to third. And the third baseman makes an error. So Ontiveros, with a 94 defense, it's well above average at third base, boots it. Actually, it's a throwing error, I should say. So Summers is at second base, Fisk at first. And here's a chance for Jason Thompson to take the lead. And he's going to hit a line drive to left field, and that's going to be caught. We're not going to attempt to advance. So one down, here's Brookins, who's been clutch. Not the best hitter this year, but he has been clutch. And he's going to hit a fly ball down the left field line, and it's going to be caught in foul ground. So no dice there from Brookins. And we're on the verge of letting this opportunity get past us as Trammell grounds it to third, and that'll be the third out. So a couple of errors as the Twins try to give it to us, but we couldn't take advantage of it. And we're in the top of the 8th, and I'm going to bring in Hiller, the lefty, to face Danny Goodwin. And Goodwin's going to hit a high fly ball to center field, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. We're going to let Hiller pitch to Alexander, and he's going to walk him. So runner at first, here's Steve Ontiveros, who's batting 113 versus lefties as a switch hitter, and Ontiveros strikes out. So another pitching change as we go to Tobic to go through this next group of righties. So 2 down for Puckett, and he hits another ball past Thompson, and that's going to be a triple, and the Twins take the lead. Thompson is a really solid first base defender, but for whatever reason today, 3 balls have got by him down the line. So Rivera's going to fly out to center. Oh no, that falls in right in front of Bunnell. And the second run of the inning scores. Man, that should have been caught. So the defense is letting us down here when we needed it most. And De Jesus pops it up on the infield. I'm not going to call it until I see it. And that will be the third out. So we let one get away from us here. And they bring in John Verhoeven. Oh, maybe he's their closer too, as he has 6 saves in 24 games. He hasn't pitched in 3 years before this season. Or I guess 2 years, technically. So, welcome back to the majors. Here's Richie Hebner. Hebner's going to ground it to third. That'll be the first out. So 1 down for Gary Hancock. And Hancock's going to get a base hit to right field. And we have the tying run coming to the plate with Kemp. A lot of hits in this game, 15 for the Twins and 11 for the Tigers. And Kemp's going to take a walk. So the tying run's at first. The lead run comes to the plate in Barry Bunnell. And Bunnell's going to hit a line drive to center field. And it's going to be caught. We're not going to risk it against Puckett's arm. So 2 down. It's going to be up to Champ Summers. And Summers grounds it to third. and that should be the third out. And it is. So we couldn't. This is going to be a game of missed opportunities, and I guess we're going to pull in the last lefty, which is Pat Underwood, going through the whole bullpen today. So here's Powell leading off the ninth, and Powell's going to get a base hit to right field. So this team will not be denied, and he actually gets a double out of that with his extra awesome speed. So Smith comes up, runner at second, and he flies out to Kempeth in left field. And that's going to be one out. One down for Dave Collins. Collins grounds it to Hebner. Powell holds at second base, and they get the runner at first. So two down for lefty Danny Goodwin against Underwood, and he strikes out. So here we go to the bottom of the ninth. We have our 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters up. And as mentioned, Carlton Fisk has just been terrible for us. 671 OPS. But you know, you got to keep running him out there. He's Carlton Fisk, Hall of Famer. Fisk is going to fly out to left field. That's going to be one out. And here's JT, batting .269 versus righties. Oof, he wears one right in the thigh. So we're definitely going to take Thompson out. Thompson is the slowest player on the team. We're going to bring in Rick Peters. So runner at first base. And Tommy Brookins comes to the plate. And Brookins walks. So we have our two fastest base runners on here in the ninth. Only one out. And solid hitter Ellen Trammell coming to the plate. Trammell's going to hit a high fly ball to center field. And it's going to be caught for the second out. Nope, that run means nothing. And it's going to be up to Richie Hebner, who's 302 versus righties. And he is 1 for 4 with a walk this game. Oh, and that was going to be ball 4, but he swings and misses, and the Twins win 7-5. So we snatched defeat in the what's the phrase? I don't even remember. It's not even important. We lost. That's all that matters. So we're going to see the sad Tiger logo up here. And while the game's loading, we're going to take a look at the transactions. And as always, I appreciate everyone who has been following along. Let's get all this set up here. And we need to get all the way to the bottom. And Bombo Rivera broke his tibia in that game. He's going to be out the rest of the season, it looks like. And we're going to pull up the box score and we'll get out of here. And there's all the Paul Moskaus. So who's going to be the player of the game today? Gary Hancock did hit the home run that gave us the lead after they came back and tied it. So we're going to give it to Gary Hancock, I believe. That's a fair thing to do. And Hiller takes the loss. He's 0-2 on the year. Reliever Doug Corbett gets the victory. He's 4-4, and Verhoeven does get the save. So that's it here from Tiger Stadium. Game 4 of the series is tomorrow. And until then, everyone, have a great night.